Since the dawn of humanity, we have sought to understand the limits of our own physiology. The human body is a machine of breathtaking complexity, but sometimes existence itself defies the biology textbooks. We are talking about world records so strange, so extreme, that they leave the greatest medical minds in a state of total bewilderment. These individuals are not just record holders. They are living anomalies, case studies that challenge what we thought we knew about muscular control, physical endurance, and even the resilience of the spirit. Prepare to dive into the world of the 8 most incredible and inexplicable phenomena ever recorded. Number 8. Williams Martin Sanchez Lopez, the ocular detachment. Imagine a talent that seems straight out of a horror movie, yet is a verified and measured reality. Meet Williams. Martin Sanchez Lopez, originally from Uruguay. He is globally recognized for an ability that earned him the Guinness World Record for the man who can bulge his eyeballs the farthest. His feat is astonishing. Williams can literally push his eyes out of their sockets to a stupefying distance of 19 millimeters, the equivalent of 0.74 inches. To put this into perspective, that's almost the size of a bottle cap, and the most baffling aspect for the medical community. He claims it is not painful. This record is not an illusion or a trick. It has been 100% verified and measured under strict medical supervision. The health professionals who have studied his case are still scratching their heads. The most common hypothesis suggests that Williams possesses exceptionally loose orbital tissue, combined with an extremely rare type of muscular control around his eyes, a neuromuscular coordination that modern science considers practically impossible to develop or train. There have been no reports of pain, vision loss, or lasting medical complications related to this performance. Williams has embraced his uniqueness, using his account under the name @Bellosquardo100 to become a sensation on social media. His story is proof that the most incredible talents sometimes come from the most unexpected mechanisms within our own bodies, defying established physiological expectations. Number 7. Wesley Warren Jr. Scrotal elephantiasis. The story of Wesley Warren Jr., born in 1963 in Las Vegas, is a narrative of extreme suffering, resilience, and the devastating impact of a rare disease. Wesley became sadly famous worldwide for living with a condition called scrotal elephantiasis, a severe form of scrotal lymphedema. His pathology began suddenly in 2008, following what he described as an accidental injury sustained while sleeping, leading to rapid and uncontrollable swelling. What followed was an unimaginable progression. His scrotum reached an astonishing weight of 132 pounds, nearly 60 kilograms, causing it to hang down below his knees. This physical mass rendered him practically invalid. Simple actions like walking or even sitting became monumental trials. He was forced to use a milk crate to support the weight when moving and wear hooded sweatshirts upside down as improvised pants. Despite repeated visits to specialists and intensive antibiotic treatments, the condition only worsened. Unable to finance the corrective surgery, Wesley desperately sought media attention. His story finally reached Dr. Joel Gelman, a specialist in reconstructive urology, who agreed to operate for free. In April 2013, after a complex 13-hour surgery, the massive growth was removed. Wesley emerged from the operation lighter by approximately 200 pounds, accounting for the growth and surrounding tissues, regaining mobility and relief that had been denied to him for years. Tragically, his life ended the following year, in March 2014, at the age of 50, following multiple heart attacks and infections exacerbated by his diabetes, a complication often associated with extreme conditions. The case of Wesley Warren Jr., documented in reality television, remains a powerful testament to the complexity of extreme lymphatic diseases and the challenges of accessing specialized care. Number 6. Paul Alexander, the man in the iron lung. Paul Alexander is not merely a survivor. He is an icon of human determination. At the age of 6, Paul contracted poliomyelitis, a devastating disease that left him paralyzed from the neck down to his feet. To survive, he became dependent on a medical device now considered archaic, the iron lung. This massive metal cylinder uses a negative pressure system to force air into and out of his lungs, mimicking the respiration he can no longer initiate himself. What makes Paul Alexander's story so extraordinary is that he spent over 6 decades living inside this machine, making him one of the longest living polio survivors to be continuously dependent on this type of technology. But Paul refused to let his existence be defined by the steel walls of his respirator. He learned to live, adapt, and, more importantly, thrive. Against all physical odds, he pursued his education. He obtained a degree, became a lawyer, and even started a family. He wrote by holding a pen in his mouth, developing ingenious methods to communicate and work in his condition. His story is a powerful reminder of the crucial need for the polio vaccine, which has virtually eradicated the disease worldwide. But it also highlights the extraordinary plasticity of the human spirit in the face of absolute physical adversity. Paul Alexander transcended the notion of survival. He became an advocate, an author, and a source of inspiration. His unwavering courage and his ability to maintain an intellectually rich and socially engaged life, despite permanent confinement, testify to a resilience that defies imagination. He shows us that no physical barrier can contain a determined spirit. Number 5. Cathy Young, the extreme corset lady. The quest for aesthetics and body modification reaches controversial heights with Cathy Young. Born in 1937, this American woman holds the Guinness World Record for the smallest waist in the world, a distinction that both fascinates and disturbs. At 58 inches tall, Cathy's silhouette is spectacularly disproportionate, her waist measuring only a minuscule 15 inches. This is the culmination of a passionate devotion to Victorian fashion and, more specifically, to the constant wearing of a corset, a practice known as tight lacing. Cathy's interest began in 1959. However, it was in the 1980s that this passion transformed into a permanent lifestyle. She began wearing corsets 24 hours a day, removing them only for very short periods. Over time, this constant pressure reshaped her body structure, gradually reducing her waist circumference to this astonishing, almost unreal measurement, earning her the record. Cathy Young possesses an impressive collection of over 100 custom-made corsets. What makes her case particularly baffling for health professionals is her constant affirmation. She has never suffered from serious health problems attributable to this extreme modification. Her husband, Bob Jung, himself an orthopedic surgeon, monitored her health for decades, even taking x-rays to document the changes. He publicly supported that the corsets did not harm her internal organs, but rather provided support for her vertebral column. This complex case raises fundamental questions about the plasticity of the skeleton and soft organs. Whether seen as a form of body art, an extreme discipline, or a dangerous practice, Cathy Young pushed the boundaries of what we thought was possible in terms of body reshaping without invasive surgery, inscribing her name in the history of the most extreme and debated physical modifications. Number 4. Jaime Keaton, the Suction Man. Born in 1968, Jaime Keaton, a native of Pensacola, Florida, is the embodiment of a dermatological anomaly that defies identification. Nicknamed Can Head, Jaime possesses a unique and spectacular ability. He can make smooth objects, like aluminum cans, adhere to his skin by simple suction. This condition, not officially named but sometimes compared to sticky skin syndrome, allows him to transform into a living human billboard, a curiosity that has earned him international celebrity. He has appeared on renowned television shows, demonstrating the astonishing adherence of these objects live. In 2022, Keaton cemented his reputation by setting a new Guinness World Record, successfully sticking 10 aluminum cans to his head, surpassing his previous record of 8, set 6 years earlier. The feat was rigorously filmed and validated by an official adjudicator. But it is the physiological explanation of his ability that intrigues doctors. Initial studies on his case revealed abnormal bodily parameters. Jamie Keaton reportedly has an oxygen uptake rate of 100 to 23%, a figure significantly higher than the average. Furthermore, his basal body temperature is higher, constantly reaching 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 37.8 degrees Celsius. This unique physiology is also said to correlate with an accelerated healing rate of his injuries, although the exact cause of this adhesive property is not fully understood. It is suggested that the combination of high heat production, a particular skin composition, and perhaps an ability to manipulate the pores creates a temporary vacuum and an ideal sticking surface. Jamie Keaton transformed this medical enigma into a lucrative career, serving as human marketing support for brands, proving that a physical oddity can, with resilience and ingenuity, become a commercial superpower and a world record. Number 3, Master Zhou Tingwei. Our penultimate case takes us to the intersection of ancient Eastern wisdom and modern scientific measurements. Zhou Tingwei, a Chinese grandmaster of Qigong, Tai Chi, and Kung Fu, is a legendary figure, nicknamed the Jewel of China. His abilities defy the known laws of thermodynamics and physiology. Born in 1934, Master Zhou dedicated his life to martial arts and traditional Chinese medicine, training notably on Mount Wudang, a revered site for Taoist practices. Over the decades, he developed his own system, Tianwu, or Heaven and Earth Qigong, based on the manipulation of qi, the vital energy of the body. Master Zhou's most astonishing ability is his capacity to generate intense, localized heat from his hands. Documented demonstrations, often under the eye of thermal cameras, showed his hands reaching temperatures close to the boiling point. This energy transfer is not just a show of force. Master Zhou uses it for therapeutic purposes. He claims to be able to channel this qi to dissolve tumors, heal chronic injuries, and treat ailments deemed incurable by conventional medicine. His practice attracted an impressive range of clients, from the Dalai Lama to Olympic athletes and celebrities. Scientists, although often skeptical of the concept of qi, cannot ignore the thermographic evidence. The mechanism by which he can so drastically and voluntarily raise skin and subcutaneous temperature remains a deep mystery. Is it an unknown neuromuscular control, extreme metabolic manipulation, or proof of an internal energy as described by Eastern philosophies? Master Zhou also demonstrated incredible physical control, such as standing on thin sheets of paper without tearing them. His story, documented in the series Stan Lee's Superhumans and numerous documentaries, testifies to the untapped potential of human energetic culture, a bridge between the ancient and the modern that continues to inspire healing and fascination. Number 2, Pauline Potter. The story of Pauline Potter, formerly recognized by Guinness World Records as the heaviest living woman, is one of the most dramatic physical and psychological transformations ever filmed. At her maximum weight, Pauline reached nearly 700 pounds, a situation that constantly endangered her life and rendered her almost totally dependent. In 2015, her struggle against food addiction, emotional trauma, and physical pain was exposed to the world. Her mobility was so limited that she struggled to stand up or take a few steps. However, she made the heartbreaking yet audacious decision to fight for her life. Her journey was not without pitfalls, marked by frustration and relapses. But thanks to the aid of bariatric surgery, rigorous medical monitoring, and a complete overhaul of her lifestyle and diet, Pauline accomplished the unthinkable. She lost over 500 pounds. That's right, she lightened herself by the equivalent of half a ton. Her transformation is much more than physical. She confronted the deep psychological issues and family traumas that fueled her addiction. Although her actions on screen sometimes drew criticism, the strength she displayed in persevering against such monumental physical and mental obstacles is undeniable. Today, Pauline Potter lives a more private life, but her story remains a powerful source of inspiration. She is the living proof that with unwavering commitment and absolute courage, even in the face of morbid obesity deemed irreversible, change is not only possible, but can lead to a complete metamorphosis of existence. Number 1. The moment of the unforeseen case. Evelyn stood in the examination room, embarrassed by the doctor's gaze. Her arm, severely swollen by advanced lymphedema, had limited her movements for years. After long examinations, the team finally explained the treatment options and the hope for progressive improvement. From the internal strength of Chi to resilience in the face of disease, these stories remind us of what an enigma the human body is. These records, verified and often inexplicable by modern science, are a source of wonder and mystery. The next time you think you know the limits of humanity, remember that biology continues to write chapters that even the greatest doctors cannot yet decipher.